Morning everybody, out for a walk, just into North Yorkshire today, starting at a pub called the Crooked Billet, famous for its homemade Yorkshire puddings. I'm heading up to a village called Saxton, and then out towards a village called Battle. It's going to be the first of a two-part series where I visit the battlefield of the Battle of Towton that was in the War of the Roses. Got the dog with me. She's a bit excited for the first mile or so, so I'll let off a bit of steam and get back to you. There's quite a walk up this track now that'll take us to Saxton. So I'll get back to you in a little while. I'll put the dates of the battle up on screen. I've forgotten the exact dates off the top of my head. It's in the 1400s. It was on Palm Sunday. Reputed to be the bloodiest battle on English soil. They used to say like 25,000 people had died. I think those estimates have been argued about by academics, but I think what is clear is that it was warfare, as it is nowadays, brutal, and it always sends a bit of a chill down my spine when I see the battlefield and think what went on there, because there was no remote killing in those days. It was, as I say, brutal hand-to-hand combat. I suppose the highest tech thing they had was bows and arrows. We're actually climbing up from the valley of the Cockback, which features prominently further in the walk. Yet another scene of carnage and bloodshed. Legend has it that it ran red with blood. Absolutely love hares. One of my favourite animals. Much treated so badly. Which one shall we follow? That one. Come on. Come here. This way, Carly. Come on. What's left of the sign, is there? Come on, mate. The primulas in the hedgerow here, and a new bit of hedgerow. Nice to see. Hill. Quite busy on here today. Come here. Yeah. Sit. Sit. Yeah. It's normally a fairly quiet road, but sometimes seems to get a bit hectic. Not a road to be driven along fast. I do like it around here though, because you can see the smoke rising to the right from an industrial estate, Sherburne Helmet. You can see the power station at Drax. You can see York Minster on a clear day. There's a place on the walkway you can see the high-rise flats at Leeds in that direction on a clear day. It's a lovely, mostly high level walk in a peaceful corner of the world, 8 or 9 miles from Leeds. It's cold today though. It was boiling for the last few days, and then they said it was going to be cloudy, and it is. It's made a real difference to the temperature. It's about 14, but it feels about 7 with the wind. There's a lot of work going on the electricity pylons around here. See signs up everywhere saying Yorkshire green traffic, don't go this way, or Yorkshire green traffic, go this way. Don't know if it's a national thing. Oh, I guess it's a Yorkshire thing. It's called Yorkshire green. Yeah, never seen any signs of any work getting done, but there seems to be down here. Oh yeah, there's lorries in the field over there. Blimey, it's a job, innit? I don't know if you can hear them buzzing. CCTV in operation. That'd be for fly tipping, which is a massive problem in these parts. And that's where the trucks are. A little temporary toilet block. Heel, Carly. That's a good girl. I think the village is just coming into sight now. The battlefield's kind of straight ahead, the other side of the village. I often think, back in the 1400s, the armies had marched. One of the armies had marched up from Ferrybridge the night before. There'd been a battle at Ferrybridge the day before. I don't know if the other army was already here. But then after 25,000 were killed, there was at least that, wasn't there? So 25,000 people on a hill not far from this quiet little village, and the noise must have travelled, you know, the screams and the clubbing, and I think it was an early Palm Sunday, so I think it snowed a little that day, but it must have been horrific. Rapeseed, and if you've ever been this close to it, see how high it is. Comes up to my chest, and it's sort of going over. These are nice. It's a seat to somebody who died. Who was born the year before me. So I always stop here to have a cup of tea and thank my lucky stars. Now I have to say the view from here is outstanding normally. If it didn't have a 5-foot wall of rapeseed, maybe the view from the other side might be better. A toilet, porta toilet, and a van. I'll stick with this side. There's a skylark there, I think. They're all around, the skies round here, they're just filled with them. I said it before on videos, it's the one thing that it fascinates me about them. It's okay to see them on warm, still summer days, but you get them on the windiest and coldest of days, and they're tiny, tiny little birds. So I'm not going to walk through the village. You'll get a flavour for it. We just go through a little bit of it. I'm going to walk past the church. There's a nice pub. Been there a long time. Very traditional. Not been in it for years, but it's still open. The other pub in the village that I had been in as well, that got sold and made into a house. So you can see the battlefield now. It's there where that tree is, just the tree on the horizon. So you can see it is the high ground, and the village is in a bit of a hollow. I was going to say there's not a lot here, but as villages go in England these days, it's got quite a bit really. It's got a church, it's got a school, and it's got a pub that's still open. It also has a bus service, I think. Not that I don't think many people who live here use buses, but yeah. Oh, it's got a cricket club as well, and a riding centre. There we go. There's tons going on. So we're basically walking parallel to the village now, which is on our right. But yeah, there's a footpath, I think, around here somewhere that goes down into the village. Used to go through somebody's garden. Don't know if it still does. And then this footpath here, coming along this on our way back. The Crooked Billet is just over the horizon, so we have actually come a long way around. But let's get my steps in. I've done 10,000 steps twice this week. I'm really pleased with myself. This will make 3 times. Put a little bit of weight on over the winter. And too many chocolate biscuits. It's taking a bit of budging. And last time, the only thing that budged it was cutting down, but exercise. So I went for a walk on Sunday morning, made a video, went to Fairbenings on Monday, didn't make a video, took a few photographs. Chilled really, it was lovely. And then I've come out today. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Someone's got peacocks in there. This is the primary school playing fields. It's the school here. I'm going to walk through the churchyard. I've never done that. I think there's a lot of people from the battle buried in it. Come on. Come on. I'm probably not going to loiter because I think it is right next to the school. A lovely yew tree there. Look at that. Little door with a like an old gravestone. Another lovely view there. I'm sure you probably don't need. Looks as if it is open, but got the dog with me, so I won't bother. Yeah, if you did wonder, yew trees traditionally were planted in churchyards. Is it something to do with warding off evil? I'm not quite sure. but they're also highly poisonous to cattle and such like. So the cattle wouldn't have been in the church to eat the trees. Some old graves here. There is a memorial to the people who died in the Battle of Towton, I think. And what's that one for? Nice shot of the church there. Proud memory. Yeah, World Wars, as we find wherever we go. 2 people in World War II. Come on. And quite a few more, I imagine, in World War I. Come on. Come on. Can I? Church of All Saints. Not sure if the pub's open, but I'll show you it. The Greyhound Inn. If you're ever in these parts, check it out. It's lovely, isn't it? Didn't really show you that, did I? And a different view of the church from there. Got one of them old less riding road signs. It's a great little village actually, because there's just roads going in every direction. This one goes over towards a place called Scardinwell, which in turn will take you down towards Yorkshire West Riding. Look at that. It's got the grid reference and everything on it. Scardinwell. We're going towards Towton and Lancaster. Come on. And as always, the telephone boxes in a lot of villages nowadays, they've got the defibrillator inside. It's not got a phone. That's why the flashy light things is on. That's coming through the village. That looks interesting. Missed it. Spring Meadow Workshop. Anyhow, let's press on. Village Hall here. So I'm wrong saying there isn't much going on. There's There's loads going on. Much busier road, I think, this than the one we came down, but we've got to go up it to get to where I'm going. There is an actual 2 or 3 mile route around the main sites of the battlefield. When I did this walk on my own, I think we can go up here to get off the road. Yeah, when I went on my own and did it, I did it all in one day. I'm not sure I will today because it is a bit harder with Carly. She is still in training. Shall we talk about potatoes, which is what's been planted on my right. We've had the driest February, I think, almost on record. Was it the driest March, April? And around here there's absolutely acres and acres of potatoes being planted, and look at it, it's like a dust bowl. We've had no rain for months. My understanding of potatoes is they're just coming through there, aren't they? Just coming through, but they take an awful lot of water to help them grow. Nice to see this hedge that's been planted all along here. That'll be lovely. Just on one side of the road though. So, I don't think, I'm not sure, there is a track up to the battlefield. I think it's used. There's no signs up to say it's private, and I did go up it before, so because I want to get to where that tree is. There's a trig point there, and that is the high ground of the battlefield. I imagine some leader or other would have been stood there watching, weighing up their options. I'm going to try with the drone, at least if it, and I'm not going to go beyond the confines of this field, and so, come here, yeah, if it does crash and burn, I can head out and get it, but you can see the village there, the direction where we've come from, how much of a hollow it is in. But the ground, look at it. It's like you would expect it in August. So as you can see now, the land's opening up on all sides. Ferry Bridge was that way. There was a little battle. Is it Dinting Dale it's called? I think it's about there. There was like a little pre-battle. Like a little pre-battle there. But yeah, the hills are stopping now and fairly Yorks in front of us. They're defeated. Again, I'll know more when I see the information boards. But the defeated were chased towards York and just killed in the hundreds, if not thousands. I think I read or saw a video where it said it was some excavations in the village. Maybe was it in the 80s or 90s? Somebody was under an extension building when they dug down, found a mass grave, which at the time had obviously been just buried in somebody's backyard or field. And when the archaeologists examined them, they were all killed in the back with axes and pole axes and bludgeoned to death in the back of their heads, which I think sort of shed new light on the finality of the battle. I think it was meant to end things once and for all. So just as the land drops there's a road. It's the ferry bridge to Lancaster Road. So you can see the ease with which, relative ease with which they would have marched here from Ferry Bridge the day before. I did make a podcast of this, still available on the channel under the podcast section, where I did the whole walk. So if you want to check it out, but it's middle towards the end of May now. I'd say it's about 14. I'm a bit warmer because I've been walking. Can you imagine it? Freezing cold March day. And my disclaimer, as always, it's not a history channel. If you wanted to watch a history bod explaining the Battle of Towton to you, then you'd probably have to go elsewhere. If you're happy enough to have a small man with his dog lumping along, then this is a channel for you. Trig Point. For any of you Trig Point aficionados. Ordnance Survey. Triangulation. station. Never been able to read that on before. So guys, seriously, this is a serious moment, Carly. Right, tell you what I know. Not a lot. York is that way. The heads of the defeated leaders were put on the pikes on Micklegate Bar and left there for a long time. So it's the whole of the Vale of York, the sort of Hambleton Hills and Cleveland Hills that way, the Yorkshire Wolds that way, the Humberhead Levels as they're called that way, where the Humber and the Trent meet, a huge area of low-lying flatland. The road that goes to Ferry Bridge, which is about 5-6 miles, 7 miles that way. Sherburn in Elmeet Church. I'm guessing they would have stayed. They were coaching inns, I guess, even in those days, because it was a main north to south road. So I'm guessing they would have stayed maybe there. And then the Dintindale, which I think is those trees there. Maybe here, maybe these trees here. And then Saxton, where we've just walked through. The church where we were 20 minutes ago. And not that it probably, well, Hookmore Wind Farm's there. You're getting tangled, mate. Aberford's over there. The little chapel at Lead near the Crooked Billet would be round about over there somewhere, and that was there then. Because there's mention of the injured being taken and treated there. And then the battlefield, which is here, which is what's in front of us. And I think, can't remember till I see the signs, but one side lined up here and the other side lined up along there, slightly downhill, I think to a disadvantage. And then the bloody meadow, the actual memorial to the battle is across there. I think at that clump of trees, we can't get to it from here. We have to walk round. And then the Cockbeck is down in the valley. The Bloody Meadow, as it's called, where the troops were chased, is over that way. And this beautiful tree, what a symbol, really, of what went on. Couldn't Sun's coming out. It's getting quite warm. That'd be a nice picture of the village, wouldn't it? Forgot to bring my hat. Didn't think it was going to be at all sunny. Oh, so they should as well. If ever you want to report a fly tipper in Selby, there's the number. These scumbags there. I think what I'll do is go to the first information board, which is at the bottom end of the battlefield that we were just on. And then come back and start from there next time. It just means walking on the main road for a few hundred yards. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Hi guys. We're away from that road now. It's just there, thank goodness, and we're in the actual the walk, as it were. There's an information board here. There's a little car park up there, and a memorial cross to the battle, and then there's a walk about 3 or 4 miles, which we'll do another day. I just wanted to come to this sort of outer outpost of that walk, really, just to finish today's walk. I'll start the next one from here, and I think I'll bring my drone again and have a bit more battery. Where we were, can you see? That's where we were. I'm sure I could have probably walked down through the fields, but I'm not one for trespassing. Yeah, so here we go. Don't know if I think I've just turned it off inadvertently, which is a good job, because I was effing and jeffing at people coming past in the cars as we had to walk about 200 yards on the road. But yeah, 29th of March 1461. Medieval armies were arranged in 3 battles: van, rearward and mainward. The Lancastrians deployed facing south, commanded by Henry Beaufort, facing south. That's that away. So where the trees, that's that away, I think. Commanded by Henry Beaufort, Duke of Somerset, Henry Holland, Duke of Exeter, and Henry Percy, Earl of Northumberland. A contemporary source says they had 50,000 men against 48,660 Yorkists. The Yorkist battles were led by King Edward, Sir John Wenlock and John Mowbray, Duke of Norfolk, who had yet to arrive from Ferrybridge. Most soldiers on both sides were archers, and the battle began with an extensive exchange of arrows. The Yorkist Lord Falkenberg led his archers forward 40 paces and shot a volley, then retired to the original position. The Lancastrian archers returned volley after volley, but shooting into wind and driving snow, could not see their arrows falling short. This, I believe, led to their ultimate demise. A hare on the horizon. 2. You see it? The Yorkist tactics caused heavy casualties, forcing the Lancastrians to advance to close combat. The centre of the fighting is identified by a series of mass graves along the valley bottom where you are standing. No burials remain here. The bodies were exhumed in 1483 and reburied in sanctified ground by order of Richard III. You are here. The road is here. So this was the Yorkists going up here, and the Lancastrians were across there. Anyhow, guys, it's been a difficult day. I've had my phone updated. It's a nightmare. Don't have any trouble with this phone, and I had a major update from Samsung the other day and everything's to pot. It's now telling me I've run out of space, so I'm not sure how much of today you've got. But before I lose any more footage, I'm going to call it a day, head back the way I came. So thank you very much for watching. We'll start from here next time and we'll head up to there. That's where the memorial crosses, and the start of a 3-mile walk with plenty of notice boards. But this was the actual battlefield here. It's quite poignant. I mean, 25,000 people died around here. Can't imagine it, can you? But until the next time, thanks for watching, and I'll say cheerio.